Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? Let's see if that's good. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I missed you at the con yesterday. I couldn't find you. I think you might have left by the time I popped in. Okay, so this is pretty much, well, almost done. I'm gonna do some glows on the magic thingamajig. As I said, I did some circles with my stencil. That's just a colored pencil so I can see the lines. I'm gonna go over it in a dark green. Then I'm gonna hit in the middle with a light green, maybe a little yellow, some white, make them glow a little bit, and then call it. One thing that I realized through this process, and I mentioned this yesterday, is I'm not sure what paper this is, but it really soaked up the initial inks, so none of the edges are actually really sharp. So I'm going over them again in paint. Last Pack Magic, what's going on? Bad Wizard Collectibles. Here we go. Yeah, so I was saying that none of the edges were actually sharp, and even the signature, which I did originally in like with a micron, kind of is bleeding in. So I went in the center and I added a little bit of purple, try to make it a little bit more defined. I mean, it's a look. It's not an intentional look that I went for, but you know, there's no way around it. So it's there now, and I'm gonna work with it. And so now I'm just going with a dark green, going over my pencil lines. George Everton, hello. Don't get me wrong, Bad Wizard, I'm not mad at it one bit. And I really decided to add the kind of the magic green circle box thingy to offset the purple. I think going with kind of the purple background there really makes everything pop. But you know, adding a little bit of green to contrast it can't hurt. Plus, it's more canon. So at this point, this is all really just a mechanical process. Just paint things over with the dark, then hit them with the lighter colors, make them glow, and that's it. See how it all sits together. Oh, I missed this one. Miss, we were talking about earlier about in regards to something just being the way it is. Oh no, it wasn't the crack hole. It was the just because I don't know what paper this is. I thought it was the same paper as the Sinister. Oh, I did work a little bit on the Sinister guy, but when I sprayed it, when I airbrushed it, I noticed that all the edges kind of started bleeding, and it might actually, the more I think about it, it might not be the paper, it might just be the fact that it's done in ballpoint pen, and that stuff's not exactly archival. So it's very possible that the ink got wet and started bleeding. So the signature isn't sharp, like none of the edges were really sharp. And some of them I'm able to go over with paint and make them pop back a little bit, but some of them not, like the signature part. So what I did with the signature, I just went in with purple over the black and did the center, so it creates a little bit of dimension. Really, I think it's one of those things that if I didn't mention it to anyone, nobody would know any better. But because I saw it happen, I decided I need to share with the group, and now it's a matter of public record. Crooked Comics, what's going on? Bros Collectibles, thanks for checking in. Yeah, just one of those things that it just happens, and well, it is what it is. It's not catastrophic. I did feel bad for Mr. Sinister because I started him first, and then just got totally distracted with this little dude. And then I was up like super early today, so I was actually painting this guy while I was drinking coffee at like fucking 6:30 in the morning. But then after work, like I said, I felt bad for Mr. Sinister, so I went in and started bringing in some of the reds. Also did the circles as to where the power glow is going to go. I think I'm going to go with a similar palette, like with the greens, as I'm doing the Strange for Sinister. I think that's pretty much on brand with him, but I don't want to distract myself too much with more distractions. So I'm going to finish Strange, and then I'll work on Sinister a little bit tomorrow night. But I actually have like projects I need to finish. Both commissions. I do still owe Upper Deck a set, but it's not a Marvel thing. Just some TV series based content. So I need to finish up a couple of cards for that. I have that big 11x17 Venom that I've been working on for like, seems like 4 months now. It's getting close. I like working on some of these things, like on as many of these things as possible on a stream, whether anyone's watching or not. I mean, it's great when there's an audience and I'm not going to talking to myself, but just for documentation purposes, I can go back to a process video, 6 months later, 2 years later, whatever, and kind of see how I did certain elements, and kind of learn from mistakes, learn from successes. Do I find the difference between so many pieces? I don't find it too hard. Like it's not like it's a big problem. I would say it's like really easy. No, I don't mind it. I'll put it that way. Right. It does help keep things exciting though, and there's so many pieces and things that I've started that I never finished. Like a lot of them. Even on my desk here I have. This I never finished. This I never finished. This I never finished. And that's just the ones that I can reach without getting up. I have that. Oh. This guy, which obviously is very close to being finished, was kind of my random side quest last week. But then I just started drawing that little sinister dude. Oh, I just realized how wide the camera gets on my phone. I'm glad I'm wearing pants. Actually, I had no idea that it goes that wide. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I have some pieces. I recently finished this Cad Bane guy, which is somewhere around here. I started that when Cad Bane first showed up on The Mandalorian, like 2 years ago. I can't see below the line of the desk. Oh, when I zoomed out for the Hatchet Man thing, you could see the end of the desk and my socks and my PJ pants. Anyways, doesn't matter. Um, Vinny, Vinny Boberino, how are you? Okay, well, let that green dry for a couple minutes. And I'll go in with a black and kind of punch out the edges a bit. Gonna work on the silhouette. want to make sure I have a nice edge contrast between um, the main shape and the purple and kind of the earth tone. It's also going to sharpen up the edges a little bit, I'm hoping. What's up, Ronnie? Oh, where's Raj tonight? I guess it's Monday, so he's probably back at work. So, in case anyone was wondering, why aren't I doing the black outline in a felt pen? It's because ink has a different gloss and sheen to it, and it actually creates a texture. So, let me see if I have something that I can show it. So it will actually stand out a lot more. It's like doing a gloss outline around the whole thing. And because I've been using mostly so Jayhawk, what's going on, buddy? Because I've been using mostly matte color, like matte finishes, because the acrylic wash. I don't really want to add shine to the piece, so I have to do it with paint, which is a little bit more cumbersome to do when you're just doing lines, but gives it a more consistent look, I think anyways. I mean, I haven't decided how I'm gonna seal this. Probably gonna do a matte varnish, but if I was gonna go gloss, then it wouldn't really matter. But if I want to use matte, I can't have any elements that are going to be really glossy now, because I will need to do a lot of coats of varnish in order to neutralize them and get kind of all the surfaces at the same level of gloss or sheen. Again, it might be one of those things that only I would notice because I know, but yeah. And again, in case anyone's asking or curious, this is a number 0 round brush, and it's kind of my workhorse brush for any detail work. Like, you can tell by the shape that it's heavily abused. A brand new one looks like, is this a 0 as well? This is actually a 1, a brand new 1. You can see how much more pointy it is. This is a 0, which is technically even. Oh no, it is a 1 as well. Never mind. But that's what it looks like brand new. Just synthetic brushes are like $4 a piece, $5 a piece. Pretty soon this one is gonna be retired, and I have to pull out a fresh one. Nathaniel, hello. So I'm doing black and see if there's any areas I want to punch out more. I think it's pretty much where I want it to be. Okay, so now I'm gonna so water rinse, I mean, you can hear, just rinse it, dry them off, and I just check to see if they're still soft. If they start getting stiff, like, I'll go up for a second, like this one, this is one that I use for mixing paint, so you can see it's actually really stiff. I can very easily bring this back, soak it in warm water, some soap, and just kind of, I just do it in my hand, like work like this in my hand, you can feel it get softer. And then soak it in rubbing alcohol, like 90% isopropyl for, I don't know, 5 minutes. And you can just take it out of the liquid and just like on a piece of paper go like this, you'll see all the paint come in. There's special soaps for brushes that you can use, but I don't use expensive brushes, so I figure, you know, there's a certain lifespan of a cheap brush, and once it really starts falling apart, then it's done. And I'll cut off the metal part, and I'll use the leftover wood to mix paint for airbrush till that gets fully destroyed, and then toss it out. Like one of the other brands of brushes I use are these pink ones, and I think they're Mod Podge. You get at Michael's and Walmart, you get a pack of a bunch of them of different shapes and sizes, like more detail stuff for like $6. And they work pretty well. You know, they're cheap synthetic brushes. You see, like this one's really abused, and while the tip is clean, the center is really gunked up with shit, so it doesn't really have much flex in it. Hey Brandon. Wow, do I know how to go on a tangent? Rubbing alcohol works great on synthetic brushes. I wouldn't use it on any natural. Like if you have any hog bristle or sable or anything like that, because it may just totally strip out any of the natural oils in the hair. And I think that would defeat the purpose of using natural brushes. And on that note, I actually use rubbing alcohol to clean my airbrushes too, which I know you're not supposed to, but I can't stand the smell of the airbrush cleaners. I don't know what they put in it, but I got 32-ounce bottle of the Vallejo stuff, and it's still just sitting on the shelf because I just can't stand the smell. Derp derp derp. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, trippy Doctor Strange. It's my Ren and Stimpy style Doctor Strange. Just because I can. Needs more rubber nipples. That's a different stream. But I'm glad to know who my audience is. Yeah, I know it's from Ren and Stimpy. It's the Cosmic nipples. I should totally do a Silver Surfer in this style and give him nice, epic, shiny, chrome, cosmic nipples. Like basically rip off a Powdered Toast Man pose. And just... I could like spew out Kirby Crackle. Put that in my portfolio and send it over to Fanatics for base art, because I'm sure they're looking forward to getting more portfolio submissions. Yes, you guys are enabling me to not do work I'm actually supposed to do, and I'm gonna go down this new tangent of, I actually gotta write that down. What do we call it? Cosmic Kirby nipples. That's gonna go on my look. Sticky here. I should crowdfund that. That would stand out. That would definitely stand out. That'll get people talking. I have no idea if they've reached out to people for original art. I know when they had the call to submissions for sketch cards, I forgot to do it, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. But like the deadline was October 4th or something like that, and they had to close the submissions early because they got bombarded. So they'll probably open them up at some point for sketch cards, but I will not be. I don't think I'll be partaking in that. I think it's going to take a while for Topps to kind of find their footing in the Marvel space. Plus, they have all the what's that online game? The Snap. So I mean, they have a roster of people that they can lean on instantly, and you know, I would be surprised if some of the licensing around the Snap art allows them to use it for other products. And if it's not, the license doesn't allow it right now, I'd be surprised if they'll update. Oh, later, Dirt, man. Be good. Get that beauty sleep. 4 a.m. That's a made-up number. Anyway, so now I'm going over the shapes with a lighter green. It's basically covering up so I'll get to your comment in a second. Yeah, some of the dark green is still there, but it's just creating a little bit of depth by having kind of the two values. And yeah, I'll do both squares, but I think I'll leave the circles dark just to create a little separation. So what do I think about Frank Miller's work for Topps? I think Frank Miller did sketches before, back when sketch cards were actual sketch cards, when people were doing like 1,000 of them in an hour, and it was literally, here's a quick 30-second sketch. Back when, you know, when it was actual sketch cards, right? On this full color 8-hour investments in them. So for Frank, and it's just my take on it, it was like, they probably said, here, we need you to do whatever unholy number of sketches. We're going to give you, you know, $1 a sketch, $2 a sketch, $3 a sketch, whatever. And he said, fuck it, let's crack open a bottle of bourbon and bang out some quick doodles. Like, and that's his style, right? Yeah, like straight out doodles, that's what they are. And they're on brand with his style, I mean, of doodles. And that's it. Now, when you put them in comparison to other sketches that exist in the market from other publishers and other IPs, yeah, you know, there might be a little bit of a question mark there. And then it's, you know, really bring up the question of value. Like, okay, it's got the signature, so it's Frank Miller. You did 30, okay, whatever it is. So it's Frank Miller, but it's essentially a quick remark that goes with his signature. So I think you look at, you know, what does he charge to sign? Now, is he one of those guys that charges $300 for an auto? Or is he charging like $30, $40, $50 an auto? And that's kind of like the baseline price. the value of that sketch is now purely based on the rarity and the cost of the auto. It has nothing to do with the quality of the art, right? Because, I mean, even if you look at like Adam Hughes, right? Adam Hughes is, and I love his work. I'm not about to poo-poo on Adam Hughes, but he has a very fixed kind of model that he does for all his con sketches. And it's, I'll let that dry for a minute. Shit, I can't remember it. So just let me quickly remind myself what they look like, because I'm confusing them with Alex Frost in my head. Oh yeah, he does these. I'm gonna butcher it, but because I don't draw on this stuff. Right, and it's a very simplified head model. I did some of these for, well, I did them head first, like facing frontwards, not sideways. It's easier actually to do them sideways. She's like something like that. Right, so that's like Adam Hughes style headshot, right? So he'll bang these type of things out in like, what, 3 minutes on a larger scale, and he charges whatever he charges. But I think all the big artists have, or most artists that do a lot of commission stuff or con stuff, they have a process, right? Like a fixed kind of model that they follow, and they'll just bang them out. And you know, Adam Hughes and who the hell we're talking about? Frank Miller, right? That's what he does. He does those sketches, and they're what they are. Anyways, tangent. Okay, so what am I missing? Hey, what's up, Josh? Man, SMCU, what are shenanigans? Calm down, demonstrating Adam Hughes. Con sketches. Yeah, tangent. Because that's what we do. And now we're back on Strange. That's done. I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow to my mixture. So, still my palette from the other day. Because the paint dries, I can just build up on top of it. So there's my dark green, my light green, and I'm going to make an even lighter green. And all this is going to do is make the magic force glow even more. Might just need to jump right into white, honestly, but that's right. I gotta get another couple of sittings out of this one. The back's still usable. There's one dude I follow on Instagram, I can't remember his name now, he's an oil painter. He does, most of his stuff he does, like, oh, let's just use 2 colors. And it's like, oh, today we'll use light green and beige, whatever, and then he'll paint something. But this guy never cleans his palette, and it's like mountains of paint. It's actually kind of cool. If you're interested, DM me and I'll find his profile. Does some killer work. And just to create dimension, I went in with the yellow on one of the squares, and then on the second one I'm just gonna go over the intersection points, so it's not the whole line. It just creates a little bit more depth. It makes it a little bit more organic. And I'm gonna throw a little bit of white to the mix. Get a little shaky, shaky, shaky. And let's do the same thing, just bring up the intersection points. It's kind of like when 2 lightsabers touch. It's really the effect I'm going for on a very small scale, because this is tiny. Clearly. Faringo, hello. Is it that one or that one? Let's do this one. Alright, let's see how that's looking. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of just overall crackle. Just random dots here and there of the green. It's a little hard to paint in randomness. The better way to do this is to spatter either with an airbrush or a toothbrush or something, but that should be done a little earlier in the process, because at this point I would need to mask them off, and it's like going a step backwards. Let's get some lighter green dots. I'm pretty sure the song that's playing's got dolphin noises in it. That's pretty random. So as the paint's drying, it's darkening a little bit in some areas, so I can start to tell what's going on, and see if I need to kind of pop some of the highlights in any of these areas a little more. I'm happy with that. Let's take a quick look. See if there's anything that I want to smooth out, but this is pretty much done. Let it dry, hit it with some matte or maybe satin varnish, and that's it. Just outlining the edges of the fingers with pure white, titanium white. Titanium. Titanium, I think is the proper British way to say it. Mary Poppins, titanium. I don't think I have anybody from the UK watching right now. A little disappointed. Where's all the Brits at? Where's Retro? Actually, this is nice and bright. I think I want to lighten up a little bit the hair on this side. just to differentiate a little bit more from the other edge. I don't have any strange edges here. Yeah, just teeny tiny details. It's a little rough there. Let's see if there's anything else that looks off. Well, I think it's morning time for Retro right now. Right, because he's like 7 hours ahead. So, oh, actually, no, he's probably still sleeping. If I can pop this edge a little more. But yeah, that's it. I mean, did most of the well, the part that I did off camera at the wee hours of the morning was just building out values, not values, like shadows and highlights. So I think I did a pretty good job documenting most of the process. Try to do a better job with the Sinister. Time is it? 11:10, but yeah, it won't be tonight. I'll stream tomorrow night around the same time for a little bit, work on the Sinister doodle. Like I said, I did work a little bit on it, but not too much. The paper's actually curling, so I need to rethink my mounting on it. Yeah, but for this guy, I think that's it. I'll let it fully dry for 48 hours and then hit it with some, yeah, I'm just gonna spray varnish this. It already has that spray texture. Once the thanks man, you can't really tell, but once I did the purple background, I actually added very subtle, like very saturated, like water heavy, couple of brush strokes of purple, and it really makes a big difference because it brings that purple into the figure. And there's a little bit of purple in the red as well. The blue doesn't really need it, but I mean, you saw what it looked like last night before the highlights came in, and that's just really white and purple too, and some yellow in the teeth, but white and purple to bring up the highlights and purple to darken out the darks. Okay, this scans. Well, I'm making stickers out of this. We'll see how well it scans. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully that's not too. There we go. Try to get a nice frame of it. Just rinse the brush for a bit. It actually doesn't look too bad on screen. It's a little more saturated on screen than it is in real life, but I think that might vary based on screen stuff. Anyways, that's it for me for now on Strange. I don't know what this guy is, but now he's part of the frame. Anyways, Alphalithylate. I don't know what that means. Alright, that's it for me for tonight. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow around the same time, kind of 9:30, 10 o'clock EST. We'll get some Sinister Love, and yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your evening.